I think we're live. Let's go this direction. This direction. There we are. How's everybody tonight? Let me turn my window on for comments. There it is. There it isn't. Here's my comment window. Window. Comments. Where is? That's really weird. Dang. Electronics. Window. Comments and reactions. Why are you not showing up? Okay. I guess I'm going to go live without being able to see comments. So let me just get on Facebook so I can see you guys. I see Mr. Wilson on. Did it not go live for, oh, you know what? Well, I don't know why my comments window's not coming up. So I may not. Mr. Wilson, can you see comments on YouTube? YouTube. I need comments on YouTube. Mr. Wilson, do you see comments on YouTube? So guys, I cannot see comments for some reason, and I don't know why that is. So if you leave a comment, I may not be able to see it. I'm going to look on here and see if I can see it this way. I don't know why my window's not coming up. My little, what's he saying? You see both comments? He sees all the comments. I don't see the comments. So you're going to have to be in charge of comments then, because I'm not getting the window for comments. Oh, I found it. I found it. I found it. Hey, everybody. Okay. I'm excited. I can see you all now. I was so worried. I wasn't seeing anybody. I see Chantel and Cindy and Christine and Sharon and Paula and Mr. Wilson and Sue and Karen and Sue and Sharon and Diane. Oh, guys, I'm so glad I got my comment window. Oops, back up. And I can see everybody. That's exciting news. Now I just got to get you back up on Facebook so that I can see Facebook. And we'll be ready to rock and roll this thing. Cindy Oravit is asking if there's a live. Oh, but Cindy's on, so she found us. Yay. And I see Carla and Amy and Stacy and Kim and Lauren. Hey guys, we have a fun little exciting project tonight. I want to show you the finished thing, but I don't want to blow it. I don't want to blow it. So you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait and see this, see the videos all the way through. And it's sitting right here, but I'm not showing. So what have you guys all been up to, and what is your weather? And be sure and comment. And hey, Diane, hello there, Sassy Swoopers. Tell me what y'all have been up to and where you are at. Where are you located at? Eventually, I will get to know that, but I like Cheryl. We have been crazy busy, as you know. We did that deep dish sale and about killed Mr. Wilson, so we probably won't do that again for a while, but we're caught up to orders, except orders that have the box, and those should start flying out of here the first of the week. I had to babysit my daughter's dog last week, raining in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We're supposed to, Mr. Wilson, put on here what time our storms are supposed to roll in. We're supposed to, hey Gretchen, hi Brenda. We're supposed to have storms rolling in this evening too. I'm not sure what time. Hey Katie. I'm trying to get some firings done with all the rain and storms. Cindy, I totally get that. I told you last live, I believe, that our bridges got opened. They're closed again. We've been having so much rain. We had not been down to our place at the lake in months. And so after babysitting my daughter's dog last week and being locked in her house for a week, I'm like, we got to get away. So we left Tuesday evening or late afternoon, spent the day yesterday out on the lake fishing. Ooh, that was fun. And then came back this morning. So our getaway was really a day and a half. But it was better than nothing, right? Kathy, you've got thunderstorms tonight. Yeah, see, these storms are just going forever. Yes, the weather stinks in Ohio too. Yeah, I guess it's everywhere. So we can't cry. We can't complain because everybody's got it. But we have, like I said, 3 ways in. 2 of them have bridges that are closed. So we only have 1 way in and out. And the way in is not the way to Paula's. To go to Paula's or meet up with Paula, I have to go out, all the way up, all the way around, when normally I could just go straight across to get to her. Hey, Hobble Creek Pottery, Miss Tiffany. Phew, you made it. You did make it. You made it. Livermore, California is hot and dry. Hey, we'll take some of the dry, but you can keep your hot. I don't need your hot. Let's see. Who's trying to get in and sending me a message? Oh. Okay. Gee, that was not a good message. It was about one of our members' health, and that's not my thing to share, so I'm not going to. But it's sad. Southern Oregon, beautiful, 75. Where at in Southern Oregon, Linda? I went to junior high school in Gold Hill and went to high school in Central Point. And my brother still lives in, I don't remember if he's in Phoenix or Talent, but he's like right on the border somewhere. So that's right there in Southern Oregon. So tell me where at in Southern Oregon you are. I keep moving because this is standing up in the way of my comments. It's like, okay, just move it. Yeah, the rain has been terrible. We did spray out our tornado shelter again from the ants and the dowdy longlegs, just in case we need it. Let's see, anybody else join? Thunderstorms in Florida. Oh, you're in Medford. I have lots of friends in Medford. Let's see, I can't tell by your picture how old you are, and I won't ask you to give me your age online. But did you go to school in Central Point or Medford? I graduated in 77. And my 8th grade teacher actually posted on my Facebook even yesterday. We're all still in touch with him. Tom Purdue, if you are anywhere near my age, you look a lot younger. You would know Tom Purdue. Everybody that went to school in Central Point or Gold Hill knew Purdue. North Michigan. We had 2 days of summer a week ago, and now we're in the 60s. Oh, gosh. Okay, pouring rain in Florida. Okay, I don't feel so bad. We're all in this rain thing together. All right. So I am, you're from the Bay Area and graduated in 78. Okay, my daughter, you are, Linda. My son graduated. Oh, wait. No, that wouldn't be right. Hold on. I graduated in 77. So you're not my daughter. You're right. You're right there close. Okay. But I lived in Medford for a long time and got lots of friends still there. Wind and mosquitoes, Sharon. Ugh. All right. I'm going to get started on this because you all are here to see the big reveal. So let me start the first video. Where are we? Let's see. Video 1. We are going to start video 1. Sunny and 90 in Reno. I want to go to Reno. Hey, Sharon, finally made it live. I need to send you a message regarding. Okay. Lee, go ahead and send me that message. Send me a private message on that, please. All right, here we go. Video 1. Are you ready? Because here we go. So, I have a piece of clay. This is Laguna's brown B3, D3. I'll look that up for you. And so I have already compressed both sides of this. And it's 3/8 of an inch thick because there's texture under there. But you don't know what it is. You're going to have to wait and see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pony roller. And I'm just going to kind of start in the middle and go out. This is a big board. It's like 12 by, I don't know. We'll measure. We'll measure when we're done. Notice I'm not squeaking as much. Anyway, not as much. And I kind of come up off the edge so I'm not just like totally pressing this down in case if I wanted to make it bigger than the form. In this case, I'm not going to, so it really wouldn't matter. But now that I've got it down, now I can start pressing a little more and get that texture in there. And this, again, is one of those things that when you get yours, I would just take a piece of clay, the thickness that you typically use, and stick it on there and just get the feel of the pressure to get the particular depth you're looking for before you try to just make one. Because once you figure out the depth, you're good to go. So I'm just gonna press this in, and I'm not going hard. I'm just going, whoops, that wasn't good. Multiple times. You can also, once you see what this looks like, you'll know there's something around this outer edge you want to make sure you get. So I'm just kind of going around this outer edge a little more. And this is not just a piece of 2x4 or a piece of poplar or whatever board. This is actually the same material we make our molds out of, which is exterior grade, top of the line. And you do not have to oil this, and your clay will not stick to this. So you don't have to oil it or anything. If you feel more comfortable putting a little tiny bit of cornstarch, okay, but not necessary. Now, I could actually kind of pick a little bit up and see that I'm getting a good texture. And so now I'm going to take my yellow rib because I want to flatten this out. I want to make this nice and smooth because I have something I want to do here. And I want it nice and smooth to do it. There we go. Nice and smooth. Just like this. And I'm just doing it extra good because I want it extra smooth. And I only took that much off of there. Okay. Now, I am going to take this. You know I got a texture under there. Now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to make sure this is a whole 12 by 12. So you can use this on all kinds of things. But I'm going to kind of turn it this way so that I get the whole 12-inch over here. I get the whole thing. And now I'm going to get this rolled in. And I can see kind of where my edges are of this, so I can make sure I'm getting this everywhere I need it. I'm just taking my time. Couldn't remember if I turned my camera and my sound on. I would have just had a fit and I would have had to start over. All right. So I can kind of see my shape here and make sure I'm down everywhere. Just like this. And isn't that gorgeous? But there's more. So I'm going to take, I have these little silver bowls. I get these. I used to get them at IKEA. IKEA does not sell them anymore, which is a bummer. But I use them in my glasswork. And I'm going to take these and I'm going to put some color. I'm going to use green thumb, SC26. Put some of that in there. Come out. And then I'm going to put a little bit of Sunkissed SC6 beside it here. Oh, missed. Just a little bit beside that. And that can go down there. Okay, so I've got those beside each other because I want to do the leaves. I'm going to get the clay crumbs or the glazed crumbs up off of there. And what am I going to use? I've got these rounds. This is the Kolinsky Synthetic Sable AS207 set from Paula McCoy. It's the rounds, the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have that. I have a bunch of hers that, let's see, what might work. I think I'll use the rounds. Probably not what she would use, but I'm going to use them. All right. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to do a fairly big one. This one is the number 10. So I'm going to use the number 10. You can see I haven't used this before. And I have my other water bucket over there, but I'm just going to put this one in here. I'm going to take a sponge and sit here. And I'm just going to, I don't know where my palette is. So I'm going to use this. When in doubt, use something else. I'm going to kind of go in the middle of this. And I'm going to just kind of make leaves with it's going to come out different colors on that. And I don't care if it's totally consistent. I just kind of want different colors on this. The stroke and coat will fire to a gloss. And I won't do all of this on camera. I'll speed this up. But I'm just going to get all the leaves like this. And I'm not bringing it down to like a watercolor. I'm doing it fairly thickly because I want it to fire a gloss. And this is wet clay. And then, of course, once I bisque fire it, before I actually glaze fire it, I can do the same thing again if it's too thin. But this is just a start. Now I can pick up more yellow on some. Just to give different color of these leaves. More green on some. Just to give it a, I mean, I look outside my door right now, and it's that time of year when there are so many colors. I love the colors. And so on this, I'm just getting a bunch of colors. A little green. Oops, wasn't enough. More green colors. And I'm not doing a very thick coat now. I want this to dry, and then I'll go back over it. So it's not all globbed on. Just like this. See how I'm doing that? Can you see the different colors in there? This may take a while. But I think it's going to be beautiful. So we were down at our lake spot for a day and a half. We just went down for a day and a half. We just had to get away. We hadn't been down there in several months. And so we just went down, and the colors were just, oh, come back here. The colors were just amazing. And so that's what I'm trying to accomplish here. That was kind of my inspiration, was to get all the different, just the different colors. A little more yellow over here. And then, of course, we'll let this dry. And then you'll have to wait and see what's on the bottom of this, and or what the actual shape is going to be. Well, you know, if you saw the sneak peek, you would see the shape. Because I showed the shape in a sneak peek, but I couldn't really sneak peek much else without giving everything away. So I did the best I could. And I sure hope you got in on this, because if you're watching this, the price has gone up. Has already gone up. And that'll be sad, because you're going to want this box. Okay. As you see, there's quite a bit of leafery. Is that a word, leafery? It is now. Quite a bit of leafing going on in here. Oops. Sorry, I thought my phone was off. All right, there's some more. All right, I'm gonna turn the camera off and finish this offline, because we've been going 15 minutes. You don't want to watch this. We'll be right back. I didn't think that was actually the end of the video. I thought I turned the video back on for the next part. Hold on. We're going to go back. Okay, I am back, and we have, I have gone ahead and done all of the leaves. And look, I have all these gorgeous flowers left. So what I'm going to do with that, these flowers, you're going to also have in stamps, just like this. And I'm going to paint each flower. I have orange, which is Orange Appeal Stroke and Coat 75. I have grape, which is a gorgeous purple, which is actually Grapple SC13. And then I have Teal Next Time, which is a gorgeous teal. And then I'm using the Sunkissed again, SC6. And I poured these each into a bowl. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each flower, and I'm going to place the flower in front of a bowl. I want that big flower to be Teal Next Time. I want this big flower to be Orange Appeal. I want this flower to be Grapple. You can't really see that. This one is going to be Grape. And this little bitty one is going to be yellow. And I put the flowers in front of each bowl so that I can remember which color I want where. And I think what I'm going to do is start with these little bitty yellow ones first. So I'm just going to get some yellow and go in here and just kind of pounce this on top. I'm going to go back and do another coat, so it doesn't have to be like totally perfect. I just want to color it. And that's the little bitty one, right? Yes. So let's find all the, ooh, there's a lot of little bitty ones. So let's get these. In here. And of course, because we're using a stencil, we can kind of slob it on there, because that stencil, when we pull the stencil, that's going to clean it up for us, right? So what looks kind of gobbledygook right now will be gorgeous when we pull the color off, or the stencil off of here. Let's see, here's another little bitty one. Just like this. All right, here's another. There's a lot of little ones, so we'll see lots of yellow, because I'm going to stick to my color decisions. Even though now I'm going, I should just stick them anywhere, but nope. I'm going to stick to my method. And then we'll come back over these. Here's not a whole flower, but a leaf. All right. Let me pause this, finish up the yellows, and we'll come back. All right, I've got the yellow, the little yellow ones done. As best I can see. I did miss one right here. Let me grab this one. This is just a piece of one. Might not even be on it. That might be off the edge. I think it is off the edge, but that's okay. All right, that's the yellow. Let's go for the big teal, which is this one. Which are these bigger ones. Yeah, the bigger ones. Doesn't. Some of these hang off the edge, and that's okay. There's not a lot. You know what? I'm going to do these in teal as well. Now, normally I don't go to this length of glazing in a little 45-minute live. That's why I'm stopping the recording to do part of this. But I wanted you to see how gorgeous this could actually be. And this is even a quickie glaze job. A very quickie glaze job. Okay, so here's the blue ones, or the teal. This is a really kind of a quick and easy way to glaze with the stencil, because you can be a little sloppy, and the stencil is going to take care of that for you. All right. So you get the idea of the teal ones. So I'm going to go finish the teal ones, and I'll be back. All right. The teal next time is done. And I think I'm going to do orange appeal, which we had picked this color for. So I'm going to go these for orange appeal. Just like this. And then I'll come back over them. I will tell you the colors we saw down at the lake. Like I said, it was a quickie. It was a left on Wednesday morning. No. Left on Tuesday afternoon. We were down there on Wednesday and came back this morning. So it was a quickie trip for sure. right, so these are the orange. Just like that. And I will finish these, and then we'll be back for the grapple. Okay, we are down to the little grapple ones. Oh, I cannot wait to pull this off. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the grapple, which is grape, and I'm gonna do these little ones in grape. And again, I love the fact that because I have the stencil, I get to color outside the lines, and nobody will be the wiser when I pull this stencil off. So it goes pretty quickly. And then, of course, I'll need to let it dry. But I do also want to work quickly because I don't want this clay to dry out on the bottom. Even though the form material that we use, it won't dry out right away. So, but I just don't want to leave it there forever, right? So while we were out of town, something got in with our little chickens that we had incubated and hatched, and got 3 of them. It was probably a chicken snake, but it's hard when they're your own chickens that you've hatched, right? Okay, we're down. We're down to the tail end of it. One, two more. So I'll just leave you on for this. We're at 11 minutes. Of course, not real time because I have paused you to do some of this work. So this 11 minutes, remember, is not real time, but it's still pretty quick. Pretty darn quick. All right, and I see a yellow right there that I missed. So let me grab a little yellow and finish it up. And we've had so much rain again that our bridges in and out of where we live, both sides, are both closed again. There. Touch up a couple of these. All right, I'm gonna let this dry. Can you imagine what this is gonna be? We'll be back. Okay, so let me bring this down a little bit. When I pull this off, I mean, you saw it was all messy and yucky and all that kind of thing. When I pull this off, you're gonna just die. So here's the deal. So a little while back, we did the Nomi rolling pin, and so many of you glazed all the little elements individually, bit by bit, and it was gorgeous. And I also felt a little guilty thinking, oh my gosh, I caused them a lot of work. So this time, hey Amanda, you didn't miss it. Does grapple fade or turn a blue color at cone 5? I have never had it turn other than a purple at cone 5 so far. So we will see on this one, and hopefully it will stay purple. Sometimes a little quickie is all you need. Yes. So, oh gosh, now I sidetracked myself. What was I saying? Oh, and so the Nomi pin, so many people did so much work on that, and they were gorgeous. But then, like I said, I did feel a little guilty because that was also a lot of work on the glazing. Although that Nomi pin is still really pretty singly with the glaze. So this one, I wanted you to be able to get these bright spring, pretty floral colors very quickly. I also did the stencil in a 12 by 12 so that you could do it on all kinds of things, all little forms you have and templates, whatever. This will do a lot of things. It will even do mugs. It'll do all kinds of things. So that's a big, huge bonus. And like I said, you can kind of whap that glaze on there. And when you pull that stencil, are y'all ready for this? I'm going to pull that stencil. Now, I would have left it on much longer than I did to let it dry some. But you know me, I'm always in a race for time on live day. So I'm going to pull. I hope you're ready for this. It is an amazingly gorgeous thing when we pull the color. And when you get yours and see how quick. And I chose a color per flower. And the reason I did that was because I could just go random with all the colors anywhere and everywhere. But the pattern is so pretty and so evenly, the composition is so even that I thought if I choose a color per flower, that composition of the design will stand out. That was my thinking. So when I pull this stencil, tell me if my thinking worked or if random would be just as good. Where's my video? I think this is the video where I'm going to pull it. Get ready. Get ready. Okay. Are you ready for this? Woohoo! Are you ready for this? We're going to take this off. It's way too early, but for filming purposes, we can take it. We can take it off. I need this to dry. So here we go. Bring this across. Oh my God. Oh my. Look at this. Oh, I can't wait to see that. Now I can see that there are spots that will need to be touched up, but I won't touch it until after it's glaze fired or bisque fired. And then I'll touch it up a little bit with add some little color here and there. Now we just need to wait for this so that we can do the next step. See you soon. Okay. So put it in the chat, did you expect from the mess I made on that stencil, did you expect the results to look like they did? Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow, gorgeous. Oh, pretty. Yeah. I mean, how fast and quick is that? Now that design would be gorgeous with a single color. But you can quick fast do the color like I did. And that's only one side. You know, a lot of times our textures are super deep. And a lot of times you don't want that depth on the inside of a dish or a plate or something like that. So I've come up with, let's do it on the inside and the outside, but let's take the inside as the flat glazed part where your utensils aren't hitting it and that kind of thing. And so that was my thinking on this. But seriously, when you saw the mess I made and then peeled it off, what a huge difference. So this box is kind of more, let's see, Sherry says, well, I knew you wouldn't make a mess. Oh, but I did make a mess. But stencils are your friends because you can make a mess. And when you pull that off, nobody ever knows you colored outside the lines, right? Because you know why? Because we're adults now. We're not kindergartners anymore. And they just didn't know to use a stencil, did they? All right. So I think this next video is just kind of showing that design off a little bit. Okay. So where's the next video? So you really haven't seen the shape yet, except for I've hit the wrong camera a couple times and you've seen it sitting here if you're really quick and observant. Katie says, better than I expected. Yeah. Yeah, you can kind of slob it all on there and pull that stencil and it makes you look like you spent all day doing it. Okay, so now let's look at what the actual shape is going to be. And if you noticed, that stencil was on there and I was just doing some along the edges, some just a couple petals or whatever, knowing that when I cut it, thanks Tiffany, that when I cut it, you know, all the outer edge parts of the half glazed flowers were going to be cut off anyway. Sue, I always color outside the lines. That's just the way I play. You and me, man, that's the way I play. Very summery vibes. Yes, we just came back from the lake and it was beautiful and all the colors. So you could tell. Oh, and by the way, the clay that I'm using is B3 brown from Laguna. And it's cone 5, just like B-Mix, just like Spectacular. And I have taken, in fact, when this video plays, I'll run out and get a plate that I made that I took B-Mix, this B3 dark clay, and I believe Spectacular, and mixed them all, sent them through the pug mill, and it came out a marbled, and I made a plate, and in fact, I use it as a spoon rest. It's in on my kitchen counter next to my stove. So when the next video plays, I'll go get it to show you what this B3 mixed with B-Mix and Spectacular, how it marbles and how gorgeous it is. And I did this little plate probably 6 years ago. And it's always sat on my stove as a spoon rest. We use it daily. So I'll go grab that while we cut the shape. Where is it? Okay, a tiny bit more of a reveal. I'm going to use my banding wheel system now. I'm going to put this little spacer in here. And then I'm going to put my riser block. And then to start with, I'm going to use this spacer, put my little peg in there, and set this on here. All I got to do is find the hole. There we go. So that is sitting on here so that I can cut the edges. So I'm going to use my little wire tool. And I've got to be very careful not to stick my fingers in the middle because that's where I usually stick them. So I'm going to come around this edge. I want to make sure this is down. I'm just going to put that down with my hands. And now hold tight. come in and straight. I'm going to keep my wire tool straight along the sides. This is why I wasn't too worried about the outer edges of the color, because I did it way bigger than I needed. Cut this just like this. Boy, this takes some concentration to not stick my fingers in the glaze. Woo! So now, take this off. Now we have this shape, and I'm going to look around and make sure I got everything, and pretty much I did. I probably could get a hair off of here. Well, no, not really. Okay, so there's that. So this is the shape. So I'm going to let this dry, and then we'll come make the dish. But this isn't even the texture, guys. This is just the inside of the dish, not even the outside. Stay tuned for the excitement. Okay. All right. So here is that little dish. Look at those colors. I use this as a spoon rest. This is, I think, my Happy Flower template with just a little bitty round. And that was just this DB or B3 brown clay from Laguna Spectacular, and B-Mix. Just all mixed up together and ran it through the pug mill, and how it came out, I rolled it and ran the template around it, and that was just, loved it. So it's what I use as a spoon rest. So, all right. So let's go. And I will tell you, for whatever reason that I don't know why, the way I peeled this off this time is not how I would normally do it. And again, I don't know why I did it that way. Normally what I would do is just take the clay off and then lay it over the form. It worked the way I did it, but no idea. And yes, you got a sneak peek because I keep hitting the wrong camera. So let's just go look. Let's just go look. Here we go. And remember, when I pull this off, I did it, excuse my mouth, I did it ass backwards. I normally would peel the clay and put it over. But again, this worked. So here we go. This one. Okay, let me change this camera. Up and up. There. All right, now I'm going to take this off of this and show you what lies beneath. So I'm going to take this form that matches this shape, and I'm just going to, I could center it on the banding wheel system, but I'm just gonna, I have my camera right up here. I can see where this is, and I'm just gonna kind of center it this way. And I'll show you my little cheat method. I'll take something and then just bring my hands right, I got my finger resting right here. So I can go around to this side and go, oh, it needs to go that way, just a hair. And then I'll figure it here and go, okay, that goes right there. Oh, that was pretty perfect. And now I'm going to flip this. Why does that look off center? There we go. Now I'm going to flip this just like this. And put that back on there and let this, I'm going to peel this down. I'm just coming around really slowly and pulling this off the form, taking my time. And I'll go around a couple times to make sure it's down from the middle. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. Pull it down just easily. Can you see it coming? Can you see it coming down there? I could have taken the whole thing off and then laid it over the form, but I just chose to go this way this time. Okay, I think I have this pretty much down. I'm going to go really slow. I've never pulled it off this way before. I always take it off. And so why I did it this way, I don't know. But there you go. There's what lies beneath. So in this one, I'm going to have this with the rope be the bottom of my dish. And come around here with the sponge and clean this up, remembering that I have glaze underneath here, so I'm not taking my sponge underneath because I don't want to hit that glaze. So I'm just going to take it this way. Like this. And this excess right here, I may, after this sets a little bit, I may take my Sureform and actually clean that off. But I'm going to clean it up just a little bit in case I decide to leave it. I could, as an extra little bit. Just like this. Okay. And this will be my dish. Look at that. That's going to be the bottom. So I'm going to let this set up and then we'll flip it. All right. This is the bottom. Look at this gorgeous rope. Look at this design. Now I'm going to flip it. And I'm going to use this side. Now, you can also, if you don't want the texture, but you just want this shape, cut around this side and don't use the texture. So you have a whole new template, form, whatever. And I'm going to use this right here for now. And I'm going to flip this over just like this. And I'm going to pull this whole thing out. And I can see that I did touch a little bit with my my wet fingers. So I'm just going to wipe some of the brown clay that I touched with my fingers when I ran around the bottom and very gently wipe that off. That's how easy that is. Even though I was careful, I still touched under there with my dark clay fingers. And that's really kind of it. Whoops, I really made that one full of clay. And that's it. And there's the inside. So here's the inside. You saw the gorgeous outside. I can't flip it. And look, I'll come around these edges and clean this up, but I'm going to let it set. Oops. Let it set a little bit. But look at the size of this. It is, do I have a measuring tape? Let me grab one for you because I want you to see how big this is. Okay, even with this swooped, this is 12, almost 12 inches across, even with it swooped up, and about 9.5 inches that way, and your form is 7.5 by 6. This could actually be a dish itself. So you can make this dish to nest inside this dish and do it the exact same way. So with it, the way we did that, and I can't get it off of there. Let me see if I have something. Let me get something to, oh, here. Let me just set this on here. Make sure I keep this up because it was a little early. Okay, so this makes this, and it is, that's 12 by 9.5. So you could make this like that, and you could do a little one with this and have a little nested set. So you get like 2 forms, plus a texture, plus a template, plus this ginormous 12 by 12 stencil. And I didn't make anything with the stamps, but I will. And the 4 big stamps would be your kit. And what you can make with this is just out of this world. Okay, and there was one more thing in here that I didn't bring in here. So I'll make something with it and post it out maybe tomorrow. There is one more little surprise in this box. But again, 12 by 12. 4 big stamps. Texture or no texture. I slid that brown clay off there. That looks nasty. But isn't that gorgeous because of the brown clay that went into the texture? Now I've got several of these made that are over there that I did not use stroke and coat and color. But what I have done, or what I am doing, is I have made up some slip, not in this brown, but in B-Mix, and take the slip across the stencil and then pull it off. And that B-Mix colored slip against this brown clay is also gorgeous. So I will be posting that. What the other little surprise in the box is, I will make tomorrow and post that. So let me see if this is dry enough to lift up yet. Let's see. Oh. So here's your dish. Here's the, is this, it's just, oh, is it the hint for gnomes from, no, it's nothing to do with gnomes. Nothing to do with gnomes whatsoever. I was just saying that gnome rolling pin had so many little tiny elements, and so many people painstakingly glazed each tiny element, that, and the beauty of it, I thought I would make something that could be gorgeously colored, much easier, so you could put some things out much quicker. And then here's your backside. Now tell me, what can I do with this? I mean, again, you could make soap dish. This, the form could be a soap dish, could be a spoon rest, could be, what if you had, I'm going to poke it. I can't do that. If you had this as another little dish inside, that would be gorgeous. There are so many things. I have so many things I want to do with this that I'm going to be posting stuff probably all next week using the things out of this box. The other thing that I did on one over there was I took this one. I didn't put a bottom on because this texture is deep enough that it could be your feet. But another thing that I did was took a strip of clay. Where's my form? Took a strip of clay and rolled it just on this and cut this out. So I have the rope, and then take the rope and stand it up as little feet on this I've made it in sections. So it stands on like this, which is the rope. This part of it, if that made sense, and you'll see it when it's finished. You can take your stamps. The other thing is, this is a gorgeous shape. What did I do? This is a gorgeous shape. You could put handles. Did you see the handles that I did? Oh, I don't know where they are, but some really gorgeous handles, and then take your stamps and put flowers. Heck, that would almost make a handle itself. So what ideas do you guys have? I'm actually going to hang this back upside down for a bit because it's still a little soft. So what ideas do you guys have? And are you excited about the beauty and the ease of this box? Amanda, I missed what you used on the flower. Oh, Mr. Wilson answered that. Stroke and coats. And this form has the 3 fingers. This form is 1 inch. And it's got the 3-finger pull on it. And then I think this is 3/4 or a half. Mr. Wilson, what is the material that the textured one is out of? I'll wait for him to answer. Debbie says, how long did you let the stroke and coat dry so you didn't get the glaze on it? I don't remember exactly how long. It's totally going to depend on how much humidity, how dry it is where you are. I will tell you that leaving the clay on this form, it won't suck the moisture out really fast. And I did use a heat gun to somewhat help. Oh, this is 3/4, and the form is 3/4, or the form is 1 inch, right, Mr. Wilson? Anyway, with that clay still on here, it won't suck the moisture out too fast. I used a heat gun for a little bit to let that go. And then we ran and took packages to the post office. So it was probably on there an hour, maybe. Miss Quest, let's see, I measured it a little bit earlier. It is 12 by, I believe, 9. Where'd I put my, oh, here it is. And you have a big kiln now. You got the big kiln now. This form is just at 12 inches long and 9.5 inches wide. So it makes a nice, the smaller form. Oh, you know, I put my thing back on that. Let me do this. I put the dish back together because it wasn't really dry enough. But for you, I will measure it again. Little over 7.5 long. And just a little over 5.5 wide. So I'm gonna flip this back over and let this dry. I move my stuff around so much in a live that I usually end up ruining it. But this one's so pretty. So let's see. How beautiful would it be to use the form to make an address marker or guard? Yes, you can definitely make an address marker, Kim. And yes, the form is 1 inch. Let's see. Have I missed any other question? Nice deep form. And now this time I took and put I think what I was thinking, or I think what I wasn't thinking, was because it was cut out the shape and that clay was sitting there when I flipped it over. I think I was forgetting it was actually still on that textured form, and I put the whole thing over, so then I peeled it off. Normally I would take the clay off and then set the clay. Now, and I did it draping so that you see it's hanging off the form and not sucked into its shape, because I didn't want to make up or mess up my glazing underneath. Gosh, that's gorgeous. But you could do it like a normal dish where you put the form and then you lay the clay out so that the edges, these edges, are flatter, so that when you flip it over, it's more like a plate. You could do that easily as well. You could, just as is, you could cut out and make a mug or a tumbler, a tankard. If Tiffany's still on, she does big, beautiful tankards. Let's see, what other questions do we have? I won't know what to work on first. I'd ordered some goodies with the box and more with the sale. Yes, there's a lot. So I will be posting more this week and next week, things that I'm going to make with this, because I'm just ecstatic with the ease of coloring of this stencil. And I will be posting, I'll be putting our cat muggy. It's not this one. Hold on. It's not this one. It doesn't have this border. I changed the border, but something like that. I have other muggies that are going up. So keep an eye out for that. But that's it. You now see what's in your Maybox. Plus, there's one more surprise that you haven't seen because I didn't have it in here with me. What a ding dong. Any questions on the box? Are you guys excited? I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with for this. Please, 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 when you get your box and make something, please, please, please post it in our group, post it on Instagram, tag us. We really want to start getting more pictures out there and seeing what you all are doing. We're so excited about this box. And this, I mean, look at the beauty in that. And look how easy it was. And I will tell you, I will be going into the centers of each of those flowers. And I will probably be putting a dot of white or a dot of black for each of the centers, just to make them stand out. I didn't do that in the video, but I will, because I think it could use that just a little bit more interest. Flip that back over and let that hang there for a while. Any other questions before we jump off? And I hope you guys are so excited about this box. I don't have it, but it'll be included. And I will post, I'll make something with it and post it for you, that last item. I don't know if I left it down at the lake, but I'll show you. It's you'll like it. And I'll show it probably tomorrow. Any other questions? We need more time in a day. I still need to create with the March box. Stacy, you haven't created anything with the March box? I thought you did. Oh, and did y'all see, do I have that stencil right here? Speaking of the March box, Gretchen Ward used our geometric hearts stencil for one of the plates with the March box, and it was gorgeous. So even this with the chickens in the March box would be gorgeous. So I'm trying to really create things that will actually mix and match so that you get an arsenal of mixing and matching items. Stacy, you slacker. You are a slacker. You didn't make anything? Huh. Well, you've been busy gardening and cleaning your yard. I saw that. And yes, we do need more time in a day. All right, that's it. That's all I have. Oops, I kept you an extra 15 minutes. I'm sorry. I'm going to be posting this out here. We will start shipping the first of next week. Again, post what you make in our group, in your group, on Instagram, and be sure and tag us. There wasn't an actual 10% sale. There was I was reworking our website and created, like, if you hadn't purchased in X amount of time or new people or something, it spit out a 10% sale. And I was like, oh, whoops, okay. So, and project kits and deep forms are never included in the sale. And we did a deep form sale last month was our first, and it just about wore Mr. Wilson out because of the amount of work, the amount of time it takes for those deep forms. So we probably will not do that again. But we will see you soon. Keep an eye out on this group. I am going to be making lots more things with this box that I have in mind. I can only do so much in a 1 hour thing. So we'll see you soon. Good night, everybody. I hope you love it.